Hello guys, welcome back to The Tried Truth. In this episode, I'm going to take a look at a fragrance from 2018 by the house of Issey Miyake. It is Lo Super Majeure d'Issey. So if you're interested in this one, stay tuned. Okay guys, welcome back. So this fragrance is a woody aquatic, as I said, from 2018. And the accords are woody, aromatic, marine, salty, amber, smoky, citrus, vanilla, fresh, spicy, and powdery. It's quite a bit to unpack here. So the top notes are citruses, doesn't specify which, but clary sage, rosemary. And then the mid, you get sea notes, sea salt, cashmerean, woody notes, patchouli. In the base, you get smoke, amberwood, tonka bean, leather, and Madagascar vanilla. Not a bad atomizer here. So anyway, as I said earlier, gone not forgotten. This is a really good fragrance. I think it just quickly got swept under the rug because of 2018. A lot of releases, a lot of good releases, a lot of competition in that era. And so many things, even today, so much stuff keeps coming out. Everybody's on to the next bigger and better thing. But like I said earlier, this is still a great fragrance. Definitely not forgotten. It gets a lot of love. It had some hype in the beginning. I don't know what happened. Like I said, it just kind of got swept under the rug, put on the back burner, and before you know it, nobody talks about it anymore. But I'll tell you what, it is a very, very modern kind of fragrance even today. But this fragrance is 6 years old. So like I said, though, still smells very modern. So what do I get from it? First off, it is very salty, very marine, very aquatic. You can pick out some woody notes right from the get-go. They're just not as prominent. Like I said, you get this aromatic, salty, ambery. The citrus isn't extremely prominent in the beginning or anything like that. It's kind of a supporting character in this opening, but even with vanilla, that comes later. But yeah, it's got a greenness to it, a really nice herbal vibe in the opening. Fresh, spicy, powdery, definitely. But yeah, really got a nice little bit of a youthful, modern twist to it. Clary sage, rosemary, patchouli, those herbal notes really hit you at first. And you definitely pick up a salty vibe. You got sea salt, sea notes. So it's very aquatic, very, very juicy, lush type of fragrance. It's got some darker characteristics, dark undertones to it. Well, you've got amberwood, tonka bean, even leather in there, and some smokes. This is a fragrance that from top to mid to dry down, you're going to get completely three different smell or profile. It kind of just it comes off, like I said, very herbal, a little bit green, slightly citrus. The clary sage and patchouli are really, really prominent in the opening, along with this base of tonka bean and some darkness. This is a modern day type of 80s, 90s fragrance. They've taken a mature vibe, put a twist on it, and they've kind of spruced it up a little bit here. It's a comforting scent. It's definitely got the power. It's kind of got a nighttime oceanic vibe, something you'd wear if you were in a tropical environment, but for nighttime. It's kind of dry, a little bit of ambroxan in there. This thing hits hard, especially in the opening. What are we, 7 minutes in? The citruses are starting to really brighten up. Dry, spicy ambroxan, a marine woody vibe to it. It's a captivating aroma, mysterious depth to this scent. It's a strong, potent, well developing scent. I mean, really kind of a rolling note tumbleweed. Just this thing really kind of plays with your senses for a few minutes, and then it'll settle into a nice dry, spicy, herbal, aquatic, woody, suitable for all seasons, pretty much all occasions, but it's powerful. Keep that in mind. I don't think I'd go over 3 sprays with this one. It does have a sharp herbal opening. It does have a metallic vibe to it as well. I like the springtime vibe this thing has. This is a This would be great in the spring, definitely great in the summer, good in the fall. But it's very, like I said, aquatic, herbal, green, salty. It's just about got everything. It covered all the bases with this fragrance. As far as an age, who could wear this? Well, I think a teenager would be just fine. I don't think it's so youthful that an older guy couldn't wear it. I like it. Now, it doesn't smell like Acqua di Gio, but it's similar to Acqua di Gio. I'd say I could group it along with those type of fragrances. Definitely kind of along the lines of Profumo. That's where I would classify this fragrance. I think Profumo is a better fragrance. I think it's softer and smoother. This one is a little bit harsh compared to that one. But it's because of the herbal undertones that you get. The Clary Sage is really banging, and I'll tell you why I noticed that. YSL-Y EDP, that has such a heavy sage note in it. It almost reminds me of spaghetti sauce. That thing is crazy sage. This one, I'm starting to pick it up. It's compared to that one, that being 100% sage, this one is probably around 55-60% of a sage note really settling in right now. But it's well mixed with the patchouli, and so you do get a dry, earthy type of leafy green, yeah, along with the rosemary. Yeah, this is, as I said earlier, it's harsh in the opening a little bit. Not a bad harsh, but it's harsh. But as it settles into the mid, this is a nice scent. And it gets better and better. Definitely got a powdery vibe to it. I like the way that the leather and the tonka bean and the amber wood and the smoke darken this thing up. So the dry down is where this one really, really comes to life. So longevity, it's pretty darn good. So I'm getting about a good solid 4 hours of beast mode projection with this. And I kid you not. This is a room filler, couple of sprays, it's going to fill up a room. Especially being that it's more designed for warmer weather. Be careful with the sprays on this one. This is definitely one that can turn you into the wrong person. You don't want to be that guy, the guy that wears too much cologne. This one will do it. You got to be careful with it. But it really does smell nice. I do like the way that it kind of settles into that Acqua di Gio Profumo vibe. Definitely cheaper than Acqua di Gio Profumo. If you're looking for an alternative to that fragrance, this could be for you. But yeah, it's different. Like I said, it's not exactly like Profumo, but it's got some of the same kind of profile thing going on there. It's got a lot of smoke comes out in the dry down with this one. And overall, I think it has a lot to offer, especially for the price. That 2-ounce bottle, I'd pick that up for the $25.99. I do recommend the fragrance. I advocate buying it. I don't think I'd blind buy it because I don't think that a lot of people, if you don't give this one time to develop, it may come off abrasive at first. In the mid here, the sea salt and the sea notes are really starting to get very aquatic. This is, I wouldn't go as far as to say it's like a masterpiece fragrance, but it's definitely got a lot of artsy-fartsy vibes to it, if you know what I mean. Because it's doing some things. It's not just a boring, linear scent. This thing, it's kind of playful. It's kind of a neat fragrance. The mid and dry down are the best part. I think the dry down's awesome with this fragrance. That's where it really seems to shine the most, is in the dry down. You can't beat it in longevity. So if I were going to score the fragrance, uniqueness, for 2018? For 2018, this thing was very unique. Now, I think a lot of people jumped on board with this profile. I'm not going to say they ripped off Acqua di Gio or Acqua di Gio ripped them off, but it seems to me like a lot of designers were headed in the same direction. What's going to sell, what do people like, what's the mass appeal. And for 2018, I think this was spot on. But since it's so well done, since it's got so many good notes in it, so many different accords to it, I think this fragrance still shines today. It's still got some modern vibes to it. It's kind of a timeless thing with a fragrance like this. It's not old school smelling. It's not vintage smelling. It's nothing like that. It's still modern, and it smooths out, you know, in the mid and the dry down. Man, guys, I could go on and on about this one, because as it's developing, here we are 15 minutes in, and this thing just keeps getting smoother and better, and a lot of development, a lot of the notes are kind of joining in together and kind of picking up with these accords, and man, it's harmonious at this point. Really smooth now. Like I said, it opens very harsh. So if you're going to wear this one, I'd say wear it, put it on, you know, give it 30, 45 minutes before you leave the house. Give this one time, and keep the sprays under, you know, I'd keep it under 4 sprays. I don't think I'd go anywhere near 5 or 6 with this one. So I'd keep it calm with that. But if I were going to score the fragrance, I'd say longevity, it's beast mode. So I'd give it a 10 for longevity. I mean, this thing performs like nothing else. I mean, it goes and goes and goes. I'd say, like I said earlier, good 4 hours of projection, beast mode projection, probably 6-8 feet projection for a good 4 hours. After that, it's still going to be like activated by heat, perspiration, things like that. This thing's just going to go and go and go. I'd say a good 8-10 hours of great longevity with this one. And then after that, if you get it on your clothes, this one's going to stick with you for days. It's a very potent, it's not an EDP, it's an EDT intense. So as far as this line of fragrances, they're all very good. They have colder weather versions, and then this is more of the warmer weather version. I think this one kind of brings those two together. I think this one is great for cooler weather too, because it's got enough earthy and woodsy tones to really drag this one into where I believe it's good for cold weather as well. So overall, I'd say, you know, now it's not unique compared to 2018. In 2018, I'd say it was. So I wouldn't really score it on uniqueness. There's a lot out there like this, but this one is a very good interpretation of that profile of fragrance. It's, like I said, it's very close to Acqua di Gio Profumo. It's a dark aquatic, marine type of powdery, incensey smell, yeah, overall it's a great fragrance. Let's give it a 7 out of 10. And the only thing, like I said, what brings the marks down are the harshness in the opening, because everything's hitting you all at once. And I think that metallic vibe and that harsh herbal note, the way the sage and the patchouli just kind of hit you, the powdery type of vibe along with that metallic scent that you get, and it's just the combination of the rosemary and the citruses, clary sage, patchouli. Those are something in that combination is really hitting you very harsh. So that's what brings the marks down. So the mid and the dry down, this thing is outstanding. One of the better Issey Miyake's. You know, I wouldn't say it's the worst. I wouldn't say it's the best, but I definitely wouldn't say it's the worst. So enough said. Thanks for stopping in and checking out the review today. I appreciate all of you and hope to see you next time.